There's been a lot of concern recently about third-party companies that are starting to go away. But in the past few months since I made my Fallen third-party video, we're starting to see these companies show a pulse. Some of these companies are going to still have a pulse. They're not gone forever, but they may be relegated to a greatest hits company, a reissue-only company. We're going to talk about these companies coming up. First off, I want to talk about Bad Cube. Over the past few months, they have revealed that they are reissuing some of their greatest hits. And I got a few things to say about Bad Cube. But first of all, they do have their bugs they're reissuing. They are reissuing their Huffer. They're reissuing their gears. They have the best Huffer and best gears on the market. But I don't know what's going on with that BCN02 T-Red. I don't think that's been ever issued, so it's still on pre-order, and that is a unique type of figure. Don't know if it's ever coming out. Couple of points I want to point out about the gears and their Huffer. First of all, their gears and their Huffer are currently the best ones on the market, and they look great. I figured they'd reissue them, but they were selling on the secondary market for like $225 to $300, and I was almost tempted to sell mine with the confidence they'd eventually reissue them. But here they go. Now, the other interesting thing is they're reissuing them for about the same price that they first sold for. So I look at Showz's price, and a couple of the U.S. retailers charge about $20 more. So if you go with the Showz price, it's really close to what Showz was charging last time they were selling it, and when I got my first ones from them. So it's kind of impressive that they're maintaining the pricing structure while Fans Toys X Transbots and MMC to a small degree are charging a significantly large increase in the price in their reissue figures. They've already got the molds. All they're doing is another production run, theoretically. With Fans Toys, we know what that's all about. But they're not jacking up the price. Bad Cube is not jacking up the price. Their stuff's going to sell. It's going to sell well. People will probably buy a couple of them, one for bot, one on alt mode. But it's a little bit to think about. Why are they not jacking up the price? Now, another theory of mine, when it comes to Bad Cube, I think that they don't reissue any of the characters that Fans Toys has already made. So when you look at their Brawn and you look at their Warpath, they're not reissuing either one of those. And there's a good reason why. They're conceding to Fans Toys as having a better design, a cleaner, sleeker, more popular, more sought-after design than what they're putting out. And so why reissue it if there's already a better one on the market? Now, I know there's a lot of people that like this design, like this style, like the extra bulkiness of it, and don't want to upgrade to a Fans Toys or don't view a Fans Toys as an upgrade. So that's fine, and if that's the way you are with your collection, you already have these, it's fine. If you're seeking these out, I think the price is going to just go up and up and creep up and up and up on these because they're becoming more obscure. So next I want to talk about DX9, and a lot of people feel like DX9 is going away, falling by the wayside. It's over for DX9, stick a fork in them, but then of course they're doing a reissue. So are they being relegated to a reissue company also? That is quite a possibility. I think we're going to see DX9 come back in a different form with a different name, because that's kind of what they hinted at, but still they have some reissue stuff on the horizon. But what really struck me as odd is that they're sitting out the Defensor War. I was pleasantly surprised with their Minosaur. I feel like the transformation is pretty good. Overall, it's a solid figure. I never feel like it's going to fall over. I never feel like anything's going to break. None of the plastic is stressed on me. And I do like the fact that I can have Motormaster standing next to Minosaur. Some people think that's bad engineering. I think it's great. I love it. So there's a lot of things to like about the DX9 Minosaur. And with the DX9 Minosaur in and already available, I'm thinking I would like to see what they did with the Defensor. Now, I don't want 5 companies making Defensors, but wouldn't it be nice to have another option in there, and an option from a company that wasn't quite as fiddly as X Transbots? Since we're talking about combiners, let's talk about Generation Toy. Now, I've never bought anything from this company, Generation Toy. I think I have like a knockoff of their Legends Optimus Prime or something like that. I'm not sure the history on that. But looking at this, they've got a few good things. They've got their Devastator and they've got their Defensor. A lot of people are looking at this Defensor. Is Generation Toy going to get this Defensor out. Now, that's a concern, and it's making people uneasy and nervous that they haven't put this last leader bot out, Hotshot leader bot, and I'd be concerned too. If I've already, gone $400, or is it even more than that? Maybe, are they 100 each or 110 each or something? If I've gone deep into this $400 already and I can't build Defensor, I'd be pretty upset myself. So I'm kind of hoping that this does work out, because it looks like a genuinely good Defensor, and however the stylization that they have in either the alt mode or the bot mode, which they're not bad, looks pretty good in combined mode. I think it looks really good in combined mode. So that's what people want in the end. That's, I think, really all they care about. And if they put it out, what will they do after that? Would they continue on? A lot of people are scared that they're just sort of going away and won't finish this project. Now, Make Toys is a different story. I truly feel like Make Toys is here for the long run. They just have a serious amount of holdups, but they are supposed to be reissuing all of their figures, all of their Seekers, starting with Starscream. But I don't see pre-orders up for Skywarp or a Thundercracker, which are the ones that I think most people are needing right now. I think that people have a Starscream of some sort. They don't have those other two, kind of waited and see. And of course we do have Takara, but let's see what they really do well. It's their cone heads. And there's a couple of reasons why people are excited about their cone heads. First off, it's a relatively simple transformation. It looks pretty good. The first one they put out, their end game, the first one they put out was pretty good figure. I've got that one. I like it. It's okay. But here's the other thing. These are going to look interesting, would mix well even with Takara's if you're going the Takara route, and they may even look better than what Takara puts out, because we don't know what Takara's cone heads are going to look like. But it's going to be a while for Takara cone heads to come out, and these cost almost half the price. So there's a lot of good things going for Make Toys when it comes to the cone heads, when it comes to making these masterpiece figures. And so a lot of people, including myself, want them to stay in the game and continue releasing these Seekers. Doing a quick comparison of Takara on the left and Make Toys on the right. And yes, they're not the same character color scheme, but I think that the Thundercracker picture looks the closest in the stance and the angle, and so that's a better comparison than the picture that I was able to get for Skywalker. So anyway, looking at the left, Takara, it does look pretty tuned. It looks pretty good. A lot of feedback that I've been hearing is with Takara's, the thighs are a bit too thin, so I'm seeing that now and sort of agreeing. But overall, I think the lower legs on Takara is better. So you can nitpick, pick and choose, but when you got them side by side, is the Takara $250 one that much better than a $130 one that we're going to get from Make Toys? Or would you rather go with Make Toys, or if you have Make Toys, just keep them because is Takara going to be that good of an upgrade or big of an upgrade? So there's a lot of things to think about when it comes to Seekers. So next up, I do want to talk about Toy World. And when Toy World and Zeta split, kind of the same thing going on with DX9 right now, but DX9's designers didn't split off and make another company that we know. I thought it was the end of Toy World. I thought Toy World's not going to make anything, and then they just went a whole different direction. It was like they did like a 180 in their design. They did put out this green Hornet up at the top. You can see that, and then a couple of other things. But they're just doing their own thing. They're going in a whole different direction. They're also making Legend scale figures, and a lot of people say, well, no, they're not really Legend scale. They're really actual Masterpiece because Beast Wars was so much smaller. That's not a debate for today. But looking at it, they're doing a lot. They are still doing a lot. Rumors are still surfacing that Toy World is going away, and I don't think they're going anywhere. I think there is some concern because now we're getting a Bumblebee Optimus Prime from Takara, and Toy World's Bumblebee Optimus Prime, from what I understand out of the transformable ones, is still the best one on the market. I haven't handled it yet, but it does look good. I do understand that it is a great offering. It looks good. It's tall, it's big, it's beefy. It matches the animation and all of that. But now Takara's competing with them, and Takara doesn't really want to compete one-on-one so much with the third-party companies. I think that's where the big concern about Toy World is. But Toy World's items already been out. It's not like they're putting more out or pushing other pre-orders or anything. So I truly don't think it's an issue. Now, you can't talk about Toy World without talking about Zeta. And again, Zeta is split off from Toy World. They're doing their own thing. but their own thing includes, more or less, not making any more Masterpiece figures. So if you think about it, what has made for Masterpiece G1 since they left Toy World? All they made was their Superion, and they were already working on their Bruticus, so Bruticus Superion, but after that, they have not made anything else. They've re-released, recolored designs, and they started making some Bumblebee movie characters, which is the same thing Toy World's doing. It's kind of strange. They're going into making a Legends scale Superion because their Masterpiece Superion is pretty good, but the Legends scale Superion looks great also. But what else are they doing for G1 Masterpiece? Nada. The last company on here that I do want to talk about in the fallen third-party companies that still have a pulse is Unique Toys. Now, Unique Toys has officially come out and said their last release is going to be that R04 Nero Galvatron, and that's it. I guess they're just going to be relegated to a greatest hits because they have a lot of pre-orders out there, a lot of reissues going on, including the Octane and their Sworder, and looks like they're going to put their Blur back out again. So there's a lot of good things that they're going to be making, they're going to be putting out, but it's not going to be anything new. They're not going to be making new items, and I don't even know if they're going to even reissue their Legends figures or Legends Headmasters, but I don't think that we're going to see much from this. But I do think some people that are involved will be involved with other companies. So anyway, I don't think these companies are down and out. They're just down. They're not out. The downside of them being down is we're not seeing new molds. We're not seeing new product, fresh product coming from them. So it kind of leaves us with Fans Toys, X-Transbots, and MMC carrying the torch to the end. I'm hoping Transform Element steps up to the plate. I'm hoping we see a couple more new companies. And if we see new companies, more than likely we're going to start seeing some similarities to some of these other companies that are fallen when it comes to the products. And you'll know it's people going from one company, resurfacing in a new name, because they do it all the time. That's why we have over 100 third-party companies and Masterpiece Transformers. So let me know what you think about all this. Like, subscribe, Pedro Maker out.